Share this on my.
We are live. Awesome, awesome, awesome. So, welcome to Financial Fridays. Good morning, good afternoon, good day. Depends on what time of the day or that you're watching this video, hopefully now. And
Mm-hmm.
my name is Clara Lyons-DeVaughn. I'm the broker owner of Lyonsview Realty. Our team provides residential, commercial for small businesses and nonprofits and property management services. And I am excited to announce coming soon is Lyonsview Academy. Um, Lyonsview Realty, we launched Financial Fridays to help you stay current on trends that impact your bottom line. Our goal is really to provide you with resources, information, and tips to assist you in making the best financial decisions. So, our commitment is really to maximize your wealth building power now and in the future. So, I'm really, really glad that you tuned in today. Welcome, welcome, welcome. And our guests are here as a resource to you. So, feel free to ask questions. You can put any comments that you have in the comment section, any questions that you have. Um, and I'm really, really excited about our guest today. I met him through the National Association of Real Estate Brokers. He has been a mentor, he has been a friend. He is a wealth of knowledge. He wears a lot of hats, he has a lot of experience. So I'm grateful that he took some time out today to share information with us. So I just like to welcome Mr. Maurice Muhammad. Welcome.
Thank you for having me. Thank you,
Oh,
thank you.
you're
I
welcome.
think it's an honor, it's a privilege to be for
Can you tell
sure.
our guests a little bit about yourself?
So I was trying. I meant sharing on platforms. So like you share, like Clara stated, my name is Maurice Muhammad. I am broker owner of Progressive Realty and Torchlight Realty, and one of the hats I wear. Also, I'm the director of Torchlight Real Estate Academy. Did I say Torchlight Academy?
Yes.
Torchlight Realty, and also director of a Torchlight Real Estate Academy and Business School. Um, and so I'm originally from New Jersey, born and raised in New Jersey all my life. I got my first experience in real estate through um, my grandmother. She used to rent rooms out of her house,
Wow.
and and I was young, um, oldest grandson, and I was her collector. So every first of the month, so she rented rooms, and one of the persons she rented rooms to, I contribute two of her my first real estate to her, and I contribute my being a barber to her, and
Wow.
because I used to collect the rent from her tenants in the
Mm.
morning. I mean, on the first of every month, I used to collect the rents, and I didn't know, what that was. I just would make sure I would collect the rent, and I used to cut. She rented a room to a Vietnam vet. Name was Mr. Bill, and I used to cut his hair every month, and I collect his rent. He was one of
Wow.
the tenants that she had. So that's where entrepreneur started for me back then, and then I would go and sell candy in the mornings. Before I would pick up my candy in the morning and sell it at lunchtime through a school.
Wow.
So yeah, just been entrepreneurial for. That's just been really the base of it. Um, now putting it in perspective, that was really my first real estate property management transaction. Collecting rents.
Indeed, indeed, at a very young age. So, you've got it in your blood. It comes correct, right?
Yeah.
Now,
Yeah.
you're also are you the president still of the REMBY?
Yes.
Is it
Yeah.
REMBY? Yes. Explain
RIMBY.
what
Yeah.
that is for people who are watching.
So RIMBY is an affiliate of NARAB. As Clara mentioned, NARAB is the National Association of Real Estate Brokers. It's where we met. Um, and so NARAB is the National Association of Real Estate Brokers, who happen to be, um, if not, I believe, the oldest trade association
Yeah, we
in
are.
America. We are the oldest trade association in America,
Yes.
established in 47 as a result of not being able to sell real estate. And a lot of people don't want to, you don't that history is always it's redundant, but it's necessary to to be said, of why we exist and why it was established, because some people just don't know, and so we were established in 47 as a result of not being able to sell real estate. Some of our founding members and they suffered fire bombings and the offices, some of the things that they went through is unthinkable just to get in the business and make it possible for us to be having this conversation, for me to be able to be president of REMBI. And, so REMBI is Real Estate Management Brokers Institute. So that is an affiliate. So NARAB as a national organization have a number of affiliates, commercial affiliate, REMBI, which is property management, and to name a few, NID, which is the housing counseling, and just to name a few of the affiliates that they have. So REMBI being the extension arm of it, that is the property management arm. So we are responsible for educating those that have a desire and interest in becoming a property manager, or if you are in property management, you have a desire to, become better at it. Hands down, I have to say that REMBI classes is not like any other class that I've ever taken, just based on the practicality of it. Because when you take a class, you're going to know that you took a class. It's not. It consists of 3 days of intense training, and not so much. It's training where you're going to get something. The best thing of the benefit about it is that you're going to get training that you can go and use Monday morning. That's what I like to say. That's what I like about it. It's training that you can take the course over the weekend or the day, and you can use it Monday morning and go back to work.
Yeah.
So
I would say that about all of the affiliates in the National Association of Real Estate Brokers. At the last conference, I did the commercial certification training, and oh my God.
Oh, did you? Did the commercial one? Yeah.
Yes, it was awesome. It was awesome. And like you said, Monday morning, you can hit the ground running and do business, which is a really awesome thing. So for people who may not know, can you talk about a little bit what is property management? What services do you provide typically?
So property management is, property management is handling of property and managing it. And I'm picking my words because it's more than just collecting rent. Sometimes it's just it's as you're an instructor and as the instructors, and you're a general agent. So one of the main things, property management, you're responsible for the highest and best use of property as a property manager. So it's not just that we're just individuals that collect rent each month. Property management can go as vast as be as vast as asset management for banks.
Wow.
It can be, and in my book that's coming out that will be coming out July 4th. Yep. So taking pre-orders in. Yep. So for the book that's coming out July 4th, we have added some information in there for some outside of the box type of things for management, that daycares, and other the things that maybe not traditional as far as property management, needs go. So to answer the question, property management really is where as you hire a professional to manage the property for you that an owner may not want to handle or would like to put their time elsewhere. The best way to describe it, it's for a person to utilize their best their assets, their time wisely, and utilize their time better. So I wouldn't do things that I could hire out and use my time more wiser. So investors, may want to hire property managers, landlords. And if you have a single family property, it's not something beneath hiring a property manager for, because the right property manager, you should be seeing some benefits within 6 months to a year, or some added value, depending on the situation. You should be seeing value come to your property the moment you hire, with the right property management. So even with single family properties, it's not. So a property manager is one who manages the day-to-day functions of assets for others. Said all that to say that, keep it, but it's much bigger, because
so besides collecting the rent, you might tend to the grounds of the property, or hire the people who tend to the grounds of the property,
manage that. Yes.
Complaints or issues or concerns that come up related to the property and its care. The bookkeeping, that's another aspect of it, where you have to be responsible for showing what the greatest value. I think there was one time I was talking to a development, and it was a housing development, actually, and they were looking for services that would offset their HOA fees. So things, like, contracts for cable, getting contracts for that bring value to the association and to the owner to reduce their fees. So all of those things kind of come under that umbrella of what you were talking about, where you're providing value and increasing the value of the asset to the owners. So really,
absolutely.
yeah, really, really important. So now we're in this season of COVID. Yeah, and how is that affecting property management services?
Well, the biggest thing is, one of them, to your point of what a property manager does, is the property manager should always be coming in looking for ways to add value to your property. And that's one of the things as brokers, you have to solve that problem and make, get the most out of the property for the owner. So in COVID, one of the biggest things is being affected is rent. Persons are not able to pay their rent. Not to mention, you have elderly individuals that are in homes that you need to care for, to kind of take out, to be mindful of, that they're there. And also, the mental health, mentally, how are your tenants and people faring in the properties that you're managing, and so those are the three biggest that I could, point out right now of being affected by that. So, and again, the right property manager for your company, for your properties, should have a good understanding and a pulse beat of some sort of a relationship, some sort of familiarity of who's in the properties. Again, these are things that that are taught in those RIMBY classes. I would have never known, until I've taken the class, because we're taught in the classes to, you need to know where your elderly people are. Yeah. What in case of a fire, the fire department, you're the point of contact to let the fire department know, well, there's Miss Smith or Miss Jones on the first floor. She has an oxygen machine, or she's in a wheelchair. You might want to get her first, or you know what I mean, and things like that. So those are things that are important. And you learn in our property management course that we teach from RIMBY. So rent and the welfare and then the mental health of, that's the most affected in this season. So right now. So I would recommend, if you're able to work out some things with the tenants, if you're able and in a position to, you should. Your property manager should have already recommended to you that you have rent loss in your policies. If you didn't have it, get it now.
Say that again. So there's a tenant insurance is what you're talking about?
Tenant insurance. Well, that's one. tenant insurance is one, and just rent loss in your owner's policy as an owner. Rent loss on the owner side of your policy
It should
you should have it already, right? Yeah, you should have it already. And this would be a case where a claim like that would come in place, that will pay up to 6 months, and then you can in turn help your tenants, in that way. So there's ways that you would be able to, you already, so that would be one of the things that you should have. And if you don't, and you're managing something and you're not living in it, that is something that could be added. Should already be in the policy. Your property manager should recommend that for you to have. Loss of rent coverage. Doesn't cost a whole loss of rent coverage.
Okay. Is that a right? That's a rider on the owner's insurance policy?
Owner's policy, yeah.
And does it have to be requested? So like if
it depends on the carrier. It depends on who you're depends on all insurance agents are not created equal. It depends on the agent, just like all real estate, these are not. So really depends, and it really depends on the policy and the carrier. What services you're being sold. And another thing on that note, while we're there, you also as a property owner, you want to have your make sure that you as a property manager is additionally insured. Now, I would think that, you might think you wouldn't have to share that, but that could make a big difference in a time, and it doesn't cost the owner, most cases, nothing to add your company as additional insured
on their policy.
On their policy. Gotcha. As a property manager, you definitely need to be additionally insured added to that policy. So when the lawsuit happens or if something happens, you're protected.
Gotcha. Now, right now, there's a couple of things going on. There are people who were in the eviction process before we got into this season. There are people who are past due, and they hadn't started the eviction process, but they were close to it. So for those people, how does the CARES Act affect them?
Well, the CARES Act, from what I understand and have read, was protected them from 318 to 3 months. So to 318 to 618, right? So that's
the 18th to June 18th is what you're saying.
June 18th, right? Gotcha. March 18th to June 18th. So the CARES Act protected, and then on the other side of that, there's no courts that's open now. So
it would take a while anyway.
Yeah. I mean, so you can get more flies, bees with honey than vinegar. Right. It is a tough time.
As a property, you send out like notifications or, people know what their rights were in the season, or how did that work?
Got you. So that one of the things that, it goes back to in your property management agreement, you should have the authority to be able to do that in times like this, to do, at least if it's, to be able to send notices out to all of the tenants to make them aware that you have a 1 month reprieve, or, based on cases, contact us, and then, you work out something with them, based on this. It's a case by case scenario.
Right.
But you want to have that as a blanket, have the authority to do that, because what the worst thing is to happen is you don't want to be at every owner's going to have a different opinion.
Yeah.
So you need in your property management agreement to be able to have authority to do that, to cover yourself for at least 3 months in case of a pandemic.
Yeah.
It's never, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Oh, no. I was just thinking there's two sides of the equation. So on the owner side, there's certain things that should be in the agreement or in their insurance policy. And then on the tenant side, tenants should check their leases, to see what clauses there are, for these situations. I don't recall, I'm trying to think for the state of New Jersey, I don't recall there being in the standard, lease agreement language about these types of situations.
I don't think it's in any contract. Yeah. It's going to be probably moving forward. I think it's going to be written. It's being written now.
Indeed, indeed. And
yeah.
one of the things we had Ms. Hawkins on from Wells Fargo Bank last week.
I saw
And
that. Yeah, sorry. Mm-hmm.
yeah, one of the things that she was saying, the 60-day, the June think date was only for
Federally,
yeah,
federal.
that
Yeah.
banks like
Mm-hmm.
Freddie, Fannie.
Yep.
So
Private
like
mortgages that
35%
doesn't apply.
of the banks, investors that are banking with other institutions or have, mortgages with other institutions. So all of that has to be negotiated. Yeah.
Absolutely, and that's why So some of you're right to your point. I'm glad you said that for clarity. That federal mandate may or may not apply to private entities or private lenders. So and then it depends on what state you're in too.
Oh wow, yeah. Didn't think.
Because New Jersey is judicial. You have to go. Most states require you to go before a landlord or some. I mean, before a judge of some sort.
Right.
I know Texas and Georgia, from what I can recall, have some real strange type of eviction laws and foreclosure proceedings, and it's like real fast.
Wow.
It's non-judicial. Meaning that you don't have to get in front of a judge. It's based on your contract. So it'll be based on what you had agreement. Our agreement says this, and it's non-judicial. However, the federal mandate is the highest that you can, the highest is going to go. So, federally chartered banks, Freddie and Fannie, the CARES Act. Now we're talking about two different things too, because we're talking about mortgages, which is Freddie, Fannie, and the mortgage side of it, where the foreclosures are halted. And then now we're talking about the eviction portion of it,
Right.
which is which is something two separate things, issues. Yeah. So
yeah. So how do you stay safe as a property manager in this environment? I mean, are you still going out to properties? Are your folks still going out to properties? Like, how do you manage repairs? In this.
So we got masked up, and keep safe distance, and keeping the safe distance and communicating. People are already going to be home already, but just making sure that you take safety precautions, and because while real estate is not in Pennsylvania, they're not considered. It's considered non-essential. Property management is, so it's something that continues. You have to keep. That is something, because things have to keep going working. Pipes still breaking, probably even more so now because people are at home more. Things are happening more. So
Yeah.
Just maintaining just common sense, and making sure that you call ahead of time, and when you're coming, and not congregating. That's a big thing. And making sure not a whole lot. Most of the time, when you have repairs done, the difference now is people are going to be home. They are home. So often when you go for repairs, a lot of times, tenants are not always home. But you just have to prepare for that and make sure that the workers and your workers are taking consideration and definitely wearing masks. As now it's mandatory in Pennsylvania. I think it's mandatory in New Jersey.
Yes.
To going inside and outside with everywhere is to wear a mask, which is good. It's not so much for protection only for yourself, but protection from you and to others, because you don't know who's carrying it or what,
right,
where it's going to come from. So just safety and precaution that you would definitely take, and keep the safe distance. Make sure know that you're be present, and know that you're not in the time is business as usual.
right.
Yep.
Are you having difficulties getting tradespeople to respond? Has that affected the time thing or the response, or is it pretty much business?
Well, I mean, it's not business as usual. I'm sorry. I mean, go ahead. Go with your tradespeople. I think I cut you off.
No, that was it.
No, it's not business. Some people are difficult to get more so. But because they're more busier, too. They're not readily more readily, they're not as available as they, have been. So it's definitely difficult to get individuals in this time. It's not as easy. However, that's one of the things I wanted to add as one of the benefits to being a property manager, you want to make sure that you have control over that entity if you as possible, the maintenance side of it. Just property management, just like any other business. It's almost, I used to have a cell phone store, right?
Yeah.
And I sold cell phones, and a lot of people think, once you sell a cell phone, that's one sale. The sale, you're going to make commission off the sale, the phone, and that's it. But the main money is in the accessories, as in any business, because you would, the back when I was selling it with leather cases and car chargers, and that was the main, car chargers and leather cases. They were, the prices we were able to purchase them for versus what they were sold. The market was very high on that. So as in property management, you really want to have and a lot of, you want to have ownership in the contracting portion of it. If anything, if I could say that, have some type of ownership in it. Not that you're going to be, doing the work yourself, but have some type of ownership in the contracting portion of it for a couple of different reasons. For my purposes, one of the main reasons is because, you want to be able to pass that on to the owner.
Right.
Because one of the biggest complaints and the pain points that your owner comes to you with is that when they pick up the phone and they go to look for service or something to get help, they're always getting price gouges. They're getting prices. So the main purpose, and we're problem solvers as brokers or property managers, that's what we so we have to find the solution all day long, find the solution. So the problem we're solving for, you waiting to get on? You can go ahead. So we solve for the problem of the homeowner and being able to provide maintenance reasonably for your property owner is a good move. I think she's about to start a class, but
gotcha. Well, we're actually at the bottom. Any final comments before we recap? Can you? I think I lost him for a minute. He might have dropped the phone. So I'll just recap briefly. The key things that highlights that I took from this: one, the 60-day period for the pause on evictions ends in June the 13th. And you really need to get something in writing or put something in writing. If your landlord hasn't provided you with a document, you might want to write something up and provide it for them. I was just recapping.
Gotcha. No, I was going to say communicate. Contact your own landlord, though. Reach out to them. You still have to make some sort of communication with them. You want to be proactive and reach out to them and work out whatever it is. Reach out to the owner, your landlord, not only your landlord, but reach out to them and work something out with them. If they haven't reached out to you, most places have something in place, or most property managers are going to have some sort of a letter or some sort of a policy or procedure. But if they don't, or you should be proactive and reach out to them.
Yeah.
Either way.
And then the other thing on the recap, you were saying for the owner of the property to make sure that they have a policy for lost rents as part of that, and that the tenant themselves can also see if there's some type of rider they can get on their policy for, I would say, loss of employment, for times like this moving forward. Any other final comments before you provide your contact information so we can reach out to you?
Just to stay safe, look after somebody that may need looking after. If you and just try to find a way to stay safe and, look after someone, treat people the way you want to be treated. If you see somebody that needs some assistance, yeah, I mean, of course, we practicing social distance, of course.
Yeah.
Do what you can, pay it forward. That's it. And be a blessing to somebody, if you're able to. It doesn't hurt, and it doesn't hurt to offer something to someone that, may not be able to do it themselves. So
Indeed. How can people reach you?
I can be reached on social media at either Progressive Realty, Maurice Muhammad on social media platforms. My direct phone number is 484-894-8100. And my email is maurice@mauricemuhammad.com. So it's my first name at firstname.lastname.com. So maurice@mauricemuhammad.com. And directly, I can be reached at 484-894-8100. And on the social, or you can also reach me at Facebook or the social platforms at under Progressive Realty or a Torchlight Realty.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, it's been great. This has been some really, really good information. I just want to thank you for joining us this morning, and I want to thank everyone who tuned in. Hey, Shelley, I see uh, she has a comment here. Problem solving is what we do. Yes, we solve problems all day, every day. So I just want to thank the people who are listening in, because this is really about being a resource for you. So reach out to Maurice. Um, if you are watching this live, you can like, share, or subscribe, or you can watch. If you're watching the replay, please like, share, or subscribe. I didn't see any questions, but if you have any questions, post them in the comment section and we will get back to you. So, and if you'd like to reach out to our team at Lyonsview Realty, if you're interested in a career in real estate, or if you need assistance with your next real estate transaction or your current real estate situation, you can drop a message on social media here on Facebook or on YouTube. Our office number is 856-209-0905, and our email is info@lyonsviewrealty.com. You see it on the ticker. But I want to just thank you for watching today. Financial Fridays is here to provide you with resources, information, and tips on trends that impact your bottom line. And we hope that you receive something of value for you today. I really want to send love, light, and prayers out to anyone who has lost a loved one, anyone who has someone in the hospital for various reasons, and you can't see them, you can't visit with them. Anyone who's experiencing the impact of physical distancing, and to all of our essential employees, everybody who's still going to work and providing needed services, especially our healthcare people, transportation, food, police, fire, protection, and most importantly, our leadership. I just encourage everyone to take care of yourself, take care of your family, definitely stay safe. My name is Clara Lyons-DeVaughn. Uh, Financial Fridays streams on Facebook and YouTube, so you can join us again Friday at 9:30. Until then, keep living your best life. Thank you, Maurice. I appreciate
You're welcome.
you today.
Yep. Yes.
Mhm.
Oh, yep. Thank you. You're welcome.
All right.
All right.